Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 19 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. As I mentioned in the last episode, we have switched over to Ultra Series for VGC 2019, and I am trying out a pretty fun team with a bunch of cool tricks up its sleeves. So yeah, if you haven't seen the last episode, definitely check it out. Learn some important lessons from that one. We had 2 fun games, and we're just looking to continue to really learn more about the format and see what teams people really have. So as always, if you guys enjoy, please share support by leaving a like. I really appreciate it, and let's get started. We're actually up against a dual Primal team today for the first one, which is pretty exciting to see because I don't like dual Primals doesn't seem to be nearly as good, mainly because back in 2016 a lot of like the dual Primal Pokemon that you'd want to use, for example like Bronzong, they're just like a little bit weaker now because of Lunala and Necrozma being in the format. But cool to see one here. It's actually another Scizor, which we saw in the last episode, and some more standard stuff like Mega Salamence, Mungus, and Koko. So wondering if it's a dual Mega team or if it's just normal Scizor here. Either way should be interesting. Okay, let's see. Probably gonna keep a Mungus out of this one. I do like my Salamence. I like my Lele a lot. Necrozma is kind of tempting here as well. And probably Groudon, so I mean, I'm leaning towards keeping Incineroar on the bench, but the thing is, if I lead Instant Salamence, I can fake out Tailwind. Actually could be really good for me. So I mean, I could go Instant Salamence, Groudon, and Necrozma. You know, I'm actually going to go Lele Salamence, Groudon, and Necrozma instead. Reason being, I don't feel like I really need Incineroar in this matchup, and the only thing really threatening me from setting up Tailwind is my opponent's Salamence or the Koko. So putting out Lele should put on a little bit more pressure there. Although I guess because I'm Scarfed, if my opponent does lead something like Koko Salamence, Electric Terrain would go up after, and you could still Z-move Salamence. So let's see. It's gonna be a Mungus Groudon. That's like really good for us actually, I think, because we get the Intimidate off against Groudon. Lele puts on pressure immediately. I don't think I even need a Tailwind this first turn. I can just go for Hyper Voice. A lot of Amoonguses do carry the Berry. Psychic Resist Berry. The one on this team actually does. So yeah, seems like a fine opportunity to just click Hyper Voice Psyshock. Question is whether I want to lock myself into Psyshock or Psychic. Psychic might be a little bit better because it'll do more against Groudon. But my opponent doesn't really... My opponent has no switch into Hyper Voice other than the Koko, but even Koko will take some damage. Yeah, I don't feel the need to Tailwind immediately. The question is, I mean, like, Amoonguss could very easily protect here, but I kind of want to play it safe because at -1, Groudon's Precipice Blade shouldn't knock out Lele. So the safe play is the Hyper Voice and Psychic the... I mean, it's just like, does Amoonguss really stay in here? That's so risky. I think it probably protects. Alternatively, I could Double Edge. I don't like that play. It is staying in, though. Yeah, I mean, I can't afford... If my opponent gets a Spore off, that's really bad for me. So, worst case here, it protects, but... Let's see. Yeah, it does protect. That's fine. Yeah, I almost went for the Hyper Voice, but I figured I'll just go for it because if it does attack, that's super bad for me. That Psychic does so much damage there. Yeah, I don't think Hyper Voice would knock out Groudon there anyway. But we get cheesed. Okay. Special HP Ice. That's something. Okay. That's not the end of the world, but that is annoying because we don't get Tailwind. Yeah. Man, both the last episode and this one, it's like running into these kind of shenanigans. That's kind of annoying, but whatever. Okay, we know it's special Groudon, so that's really not threatening us in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna double up onto the Amoonguss here. Yeah. like, probably wants to switch out, but actually stays in. So, I ended up going for the Moongeist Beam out of fear of a Scizor switch in, but it might have been better just to go for a Psychic. Or not Psychic, but... Oh, he's just going to Rage Powder. Okay, that's fine then. Yeah, I mean, given that Groudon had HP Ice, I don't think it should be threatening me too much. Worst case, it gets the Precipice Blades off. It does have the Pyapa Berry. So, we'll see whether we can pick up the knockout with the Moongeist Beam. It'll be close, but I don't think it will get the knockout. Although, honestly, that's okay. I don't mind a Moongeist being out right now, because this next turn is going to be quite awkward for my opponent. He's just HP Icing again, but that shouldn't do too much. Yeah, that does nothing. That was kind of a weird play. Yeah, obviously I'm worried about Salamence in the back. So, yeah, I mean, I could just Psychic. I kind of want to double up into Amoonguss because Amoonguss could switch out and Groudon could protect. But let's just play it safe here. Yeah, okay, Amoonguss is the one protecting, so Groudon here is going to go for an attack. So yeah, if I double up into Amoonguss and Groudon just gets an attack off, that's not too great. Although I was thinking maybe that's actually not too bad because like, Groudon's really not doing anything right now. It's just sad, the lead looks so good, and then we got cheesed by the HP Ice. But we will get the knockout there onto Groudon. So, still looking okay for us, because the Scarflele can just still spam Psychic, and Psychic Terrain is still up. And we know Amoonguss protected last turn. So, not too bad. My opponent is going to bring in Salamence. But this does seem like a pretty free opportunity to just Psychic Amoonguss and Z-move Salamence. Yeah. I wonder if the Z-move knocks out. Salamence might protect here as well. And I did learn from our buddy James Beck that the Z-move is actually copyrighted apparently. I didn't get a copyright strike on the last video yet, but going into the future I'm going to edit it out. Moongeist just Rage Powders, okay. I mean, unless I'm missing something here, I think the Z-move might just knock out Salamence, and that just might be game, but we'll see. Right. Okay, that animation takes so long. We do just get the clean knockout onto it. So, that was kind of weird. I don't know what my opponent was really going for here, but Scarflele was clearly the MVP. I mean, the Psychic spam was just too much for my opponent to deal with. I think that's one of the problems of dual Primals, too, where you're very weak. Like, you don't resist the Psychic type attacks. You're going to be slower. And so you need to have good counters against it. Something like Scizor could have put in some work here, but yeah, with Kyogre being my opponent's last one, really not much that they can do. Pretty free opportunity to just switch into Groudon. I mean, I can just click anything at this point and win. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward game. The Lele Salamence lead was really good, and even though we lost Salamence for nothing, the amount of pressure that Lele put on was just huge, basically. Yeah, I'll just double up here. Even if it doesn't get the knockout, obviously Groudon will finish things off. And yeah, our opponent just forfeits. So, I mean, pretty straightforward game there. I feel like Lele was just really good against my opponent's entire team, and my opponent needed to put on a little bit more pressure against it. A lead like Amoonguss, Salamence can maybe at least scare me off a little bit more. Maybe Amoonguss Kyogre. But yeah, there was no pressure to stop the Lele. So we lost to the HP Ice, and like if Salamence gets, if the Groudon doesn't have HP Ice there, like I don't even know how my opponent can win that one, starting from the beginning, just because like the lead was so good for us. So yeah, alright, gonna find our second opponent today with a rating in 1400s, 1441. But it is sweet rematch against the same team that we lost to last time. So still haven't really figured out a great game plan against this team composition. Last time we saw Feeny and Xerneas as the lead. I think Feeny is typically a pretty good lead option against my team. So how do I beat that? You know, one way is I could lead Amoonguss like Salamence and then switch into Lele to get spores off. That actually might not be a bad option. Just who do I keep on the bench? Because I'd like to bring both my restricteds. Yeah, I just need the physical damage output, I think. Maybe I don't need Groudon. Maybe I could go Salamence, Amoonguss, Lele, and Necrozma. Kind of want to try that out. Last time we lost Groudon for nothing, and like I still always have to be worried about Feeny having the water type attack. It actually doesn't really touch Rayquaza. It's really only great for Xerneas. So, and because I'm bringing Amoonguss here, I'll have the access to Clear Smog. So I'm actually gonna try a different approach this time and see if it works. No idea whether it will or not, but might as well try. Because yeah, if I get the Clear Smog. Or like, yeah, if I can control and get a Spore off with Amoonguss, like, it just makes everything significantly less threatening. And I've got a lot of threats to the Mega Rayquaza. Alright, it's going to be Feeny Xerneas, which is what we saw last time. So this is not bad. This is what I was expecting. And it's a pretty safe opportunity to just go into Lele and Spore turn 1. So, not bad. Misty Seed. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, I'd rather see that than a berry, I guess, because I can Clear Smog it. I'm going to go into Lele. The question is, who do I want to Spore here? Probably Xerneas. Yeah, it is just the bigger threat. Worst case, like, Xern protects. I guess Feeny could... I mean, yeah, that's the thing with Feeny movesets. Most of the time, you expect to see, like, Haze, Icy Wind, Heal Pulse, Nature's Madness, maybe Scald / Z move. Although this, in this case, is clearly not the Z move. But yeah, I think in the last time I played with this team, I didn't bring Amoonguss at all, and I think Amoonguss is actually really good if I can control terrain in this matchup. Because it kind of shuts everything down. The one thing I have to worry about is Rayquaza, but I do have many threats to the Rayquaza. So let's see if Xern protects or switches out. It does just go straight for a Moonblast, okay. We survived that. Unfortunately, gets a special attack drop, but it's not the worst. Okay. Crits Lele too, so not the best turn 1. The special attack drop hurts just because it means that even 2 Shy Shocks might not knock out the Xerneas, but we do get the Spore off, which is nice. And it's a pretty clear Spore into the Feeny slot this next turn. Feeny shouldn't have a way to knock out Lele. So I'm just going to launch a Psyshock into Xern and Spore the Feeny. Yeah, the special attack drop actually really hurts. But I can't complain too much about that. Maybe Psyshock is still a 2-shot. Actually, probably is. It's not. It's sad. Okay. So Light Screen is set up. Light Screen is actually going to be pretty painful for us to deal with. Might be better to conserve Lele here. Yeah, I mean, I could just launch another Psyshock, but it's really not doing that much. Xern could just wake up and knock me out, too. I suppose that would give me a free switch in, though. I'm gonna go for the Psyshock onto Xern, and I'm gonna Clear Smog. Yeah, I just wanna knock out the Xerneas, because Feeny isn't that much of a threat. It actually switches out, which is okay. So, Rayquaza? Okay. I could have Spored that slot. Xern does stay asleep, though. Okay, nice. Switching out might have been better. Let's see. I wonder if my opponent opts to actually Geomancy at this point or not. Because I want the free switch into Salamence. Obviously my opponent could just get a double knockout with the Dragon Ascent and a Moonblast, but I could actually see Xerneas opting to Geomancy. This is slightly risky, but I'm actually just going to Psyshock Xern and Clear Smog it. Okay, so Rayquaza Mega Evolves, that's no surprise. Yeah, I would just lose the game if Xerneas set up here instantly. So even if I lose both Pokemon here, that's not the end of the world, because that means Xerneas doesn't get the Geomancy, and I get Salamence and my Necrozma in for free. Oh, that's one option too. Interesting. Well, if Xern stays asleep here, that's really good for us. And he does stay asleep. Oh, we didn't Spore though. We clear Smog. Whoops. Oh, but I get rid of the boost. Oh my god, this Rayquaza animation is terrible. I don't like how I played this too much, but it works out. But we did get lucky with the 3-turn sleep. I don't know. I could have... I think it might have been better to switch out the Lele. Yeah, the special attack drop really hurt, but I should have played better around it. Okay, either way, we're in an okay spot right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see, like, Feeny come back in. It's going to be Landorus. Interesting. Okay. So Salamence is looking great for us. This Rayquaza animation is so ugly. Or not the animation, the Winds animation is so ugly. I actually hate it. Yeah, this is definitely a time to switch out into Salamence. I think I'm okay. I know Rayquaza clearly isn't... I'm just worried about HP Ice Landorus. It very likely could be that. I think I'm going to pull the double switch here, actually. Because if it is HP Ice... Well, yeah, I mean, Lele is just really good because we know it. We've broken a potential Sash on Rayquaza, and it's not Assault Vested, so it's in Moonblast KO range. If this isn't HP Ice Landorus, then we're in a really good spot. So let's see. He'd have the HP Ice and Predicted on the Lele, but that's a pretty obvious switch out. Alright, there's Dragon Ascent. Should survive that. Yep, nice. Alright, he just Earthquakes, that's good. So we should survive both of those. Yeah, nice. Okay, that's good. Terrain disappears, but it's okay. Last turn of Light Screen. Leaning towards just double edging Rayquaza and Geysering Landorus, because then even if you knock out Salamence with an HP Ice, I get Lele in, and double edge would knock out the Rayquaza. So I like that, I think. And then Lele and Necrozma can sweep through. Yeah, I don't think Extreme Speed would knock out Necrozma at this point. Rayquaza switches out, which is fine. We get a lot of damage. And finally, that terrible animation disappears. So, solid turn here for us. Feeny can't really threaten us at all because it's... I think it's taken one turn to sleep. We definitely got lucky with the sleep rolls on Xerneas, though. Because it did take a 3-turn sleep. Had it woken up, Lele goes down there, and Rayquaza is at +1 / has its Sash. But I will consider that even for the special attack drop. Because without the special attack drop, Psyshock just 2-shots everything. And Light Screen doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll get the Geyser off. Wow, that's really good damage still, jeez. Even without terrain, it's double edge damage, also really good damage. So both fall under half, and no HP Ice. Okay, nice. So we're in the clear here. That should seal up the game for us, I think. As Light Screen wears off as well. I don't like how I played this though, but I'll assess that after the game's over. I don't see a reason why, like, why not just double edge Feeny? Wait, did Feeny take a turn of sleep? That's what I'm trying to remember right now, because if it didn't, it's better to just Tailwind and attack Landorus. I'm just gonna double edge and Geyser. Yep, Landorus protects, but that's fine. Yeah, it's my bad for forgetting whether Feeny took the sleep turn or not. If it did, then obviously I have to worry about the threat of Icy Wind. If it didn't, then it's safe to attack Landorus and go for Tailwind. Although I don't think Tailwind really matters at this point. I think Salamence just wins the game, honestly. Ray could have extreme speed, though. But I think we just double up onto Landorus here. And Lele wins the game. And Delta Stream's animation is so bad this gen, I hate it. It literally like covers up everything. Like, what is that? Yeah, let's just double edge and Z the Landorus. Because Rayquaza here can only knock out one thing. I don't think an E-Speed even knocks out Salamence. So we knock out the Landorus, then it's a 3-on-1 basically. I think my opponent would have to go for the double protect, knock out the Necrozma. Actually, no, you can knock out Salamence, but then I'd get Lele in, and you can't extreme speed the Lele, and Lele can just Moonblast to win the game. But so I think we should be good here. Like, should be 100% guaranteed win. But yeah, I could have played better. I like the approach. Like, I think Amoonguss was actually really key in this game, but I don't like how I played after the beginning. It is going to be the E-Speed on Necrozma, but that's fine. So Necrozma goes down, but Double Edge should knock out the Landorus, and that should just be game. Okay, good. Yeah, if it did not get out, actually, I guess that'd be scarier, but I was quite confident in that being able to pick up the KO. And Scarflaily just comes back in. Yeah, let's see. Turn 1 was okay. I think Sporing Zerd is the better option there. But I think I should have switched out Lele sooner. Maybe switching out Lele immediately to Necrozma instead of staying in and going for that Psyshock. I was thinking maybe Psyshock could still 2-shot after the special attack drop, but clearly not the case. Yeah. I think that would be better. Yeah, switching Lele out into Necrozma immediately I think would have been better. It just puts on more pressure. So I think that's what I would have done differently. I got a little bit lucky because Zern did take those 3 turns of sleep. Just could have been a pretty different game if it didn't, because I broke a potential Sash and got rid of the Rayquaza's boosts with Clear Smog. And I was Clear Smogging into Xerneas that turn. I mean, I guess it would have been the end of the world. I'd bring in Salamence. I'd get the Intimidate off. You can't one-shot me. Feeny's still asleep. So, yeah, I mean, like, even if the Xerneas does wake up beforehand, like, I still think it's, like, definitely a winnable game. It's just, like, I don't have, like, a major advantage like I did in that one. But, yeah, no HP ice on the Landorus made my life a lot easier. I think we have time for a third game, so let's just go look for one. Alright, third opponent of the day. Also rating sub-1500s. But this is going to be a Kyogre Xerneas team with Kangaskhan, so our old friend returns, as well as Bronzong. So lots of interesting stuff going on here. Probably going to want to bring Amoonguss into this one. I mean, it's so good against Xerneas and Kyogre. Zong is scary, though, because it can safeguard, and that's always a problem. Let's see. I don't like my Zong matchup too much. Necrozma. Necrozma as a lead seems okay. I mean, yeah, I'm like tempted to go with Necrozma Layla. It's just the Zong. It's a really big problem. Cause like I want to bring Salamence into this. Like all 6 Pokemon, you could definitely make an argument for in this matchup. Question is, what's the best lead here? So like Kangaskhan Xerneas could just be scary. So like Lele does block the fake out and can taunt Zong. Lele Salamence doesn't actually seem too bad. I get an Intimidate off, I have Tailwind pressure, and I can taunt Bronzong. Do I really not bring Necrozma in this one though, and go with Groudon and Instant? I mean, sorry, Groudon and Amoonguss? I wussed out. But I don't know if that was the best decision, because Amoonguss is really good against Kyogre and Xerneas. It seems really weird to leave Amoonguss on the bench. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I think I should have just brought it over Necrozma. Or maybe just have gone Salamence and... Well, okay, this is pretty interesting, because you can't fake me out. You can't fake the Lele out, so Lele can just go straight for a taunt onto Xern. You can fake Salamence out, but yeah, Amoonguss definitely would have been better, because I could have just switched Salamence out into Amoonguss here immediately. I was just really worried of, like, a late-game Bronzong, just a safeguard up, but, like, it's so good in this matchup that it's silly not to bring. I think this is just a taunt Xern. Switch into Necrozma. I like that. You should be faking out Salamence. It's just I didn't want to give up one of my strongest attackers in Necrozma, which is why I switched out. Or sorry, why I brought it over Amoonguss, but yeah. Like, Amoonguss would have been a perfectly fine switch in here. Okay, there's the fake out. We get the taunt off. Hopefully Xern tries to Geomancy here. This would be a good turn one for us. Yeah, okay. So that's good. The issue is now, of course, we're stuck with Scarflele. So we're gonna have to swap out. Gonna go out in a Groudon here. And I'm just gonna start putting on the pressure onto the Xern slot, yeah. Because Kangaskhan isn't that much of a threat to my team, especially with Salamence in the back, so if Xern doesn't Geomance and I knock it out, then Groudon should be able to get the late game for me. So, maybe not bringing Amoonguss was okay, but let's see. Yeah, I don't really care too much for what the Kangaskhan slot's gonna go for. Oh, I could have a Dark type attack though, I guess. But... Oh, I messed up. I forgot that Ultra Necrozma's... That's so bad. Part Fairy. Or sorry, part Dragon. Oh no. Yeah, that's gonna be a knockout. Oh, that was so bad. I mean, okay, it's actually not the end of the world because we get in Salamence for free. But that was, yeah, not the smartest on my end. Yeah, that was really dumb. But that's why we played these, so we make those mistakes and learn from it. I think it would have been better just to go for a regular Photon Geyser and then Mega Evolve next turn, or Ultra Burst next turn, because we should survive the normal Moonblast. Gee, I really wonder if Hyper Voice knocks out Xern from this range. I don't think it does, unfortunately. I could. So I want a Tailwind, right? Because that covers the Kyogre in the back. Ooh, why not Swords Dance and Tailwind? Like, I'm giving up Salamence here, right? So Kang switches out into Incin, okay. But if I get the Tailwind up, I think Groudon can just sweep through with everything, because you can't fake out, and I'll still have Lele. If Xern protects here, then that's going to be even... Oh, I can't protect, it's taunted, what am I saying? Maybe just double edging Xern and Precipice Blading, or Swords Dancing would have been better. And then I can go for the Tailwind the following turn. Yeah, we'll see. Either way, I was thinking that maybe I could just sweep with Groudon. But Double Edge might have just been better. So the Xern's still putting in work despite everything. But we are going to get Groudon up to +1. And Tailwind is up now. And it should be Kyogre as the last one. So Question is, can we win the game with Groudon and Lele? I think so, but we'll see. The key thing is that Instinct can't fake out this turn. Although, which turn reset? I think this is the last turn. Oh, there's still 2 turns. That's good. And Psyshock. Do I want to lock myself into Psyshock or Moonblast? I think Psyshock. Yeah. Gonna Psyshock the Insing here, because yeah, that's the more likely candidate to switch out. And he's actually gonna give up Kyogre here. Interesting. Well, that's really good. Because that's the only thing that really threatens our Groudon. So if we hit the Precipice Blades, that should be Kyogre going down. Even if Xern protects, like, there's still another turn of terrain, so I can just Psyshock the Xern. And it does protect. Okay, so hopefully we connect on this Precipice Blades. We really need this one to hit. Psyshock does so much damage, jeez. Precipice Blades. Okay, it does connect. Nice. So now it's like, yeah, you can switch Ensign back in. I guess that's still scary. But you can't fake out. And there's no real threat to this Groudon. I might just go for another Swords Dance if Ensign does come out. You really need to bring Ensign out, because, yeah, you can't bring Kang out. So I think the best play here is actually just to Psyshock the Xern and the Swords Dance. Because, like, Ensign isn't really threatening me. Yeah, I want a Swords Dance here. Because Kang Return won't knock out Groudon either. So it would just come down to hitting the Precipice Blades, basically. Nope. Yeah, Xern doesn't opt to go for a double either, which I think would have been the better play. Maybe it just would have been better to Precipice Blades here, though, but I was worried about it getting the double and then Precipice Blades not knocking out the Incineroar. Now I guarantee knock out Kang and Incin. He's actually going to knock off, so we survive with Lele here, too. The thing is, terrain does disappear, so you can't fake out now. I think this comes down to hitting Precipice Blades, but I think it would have been better to just... I wasn't sure, because if Xern goes for the double, gets it, and the Precipice Blades doesn't knock out Incin, I think it would have been better to attack, because now I'm at risk of missing the Precipice Blades. With terrain gone, I think I have to protect here. I don't want to get crit and then get crit by like a return, so it's better just to protect and go for the Kang. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm too happy about how I played that last turn, but we'll see. Yeah, Fake Out has to go to Groudon there. I just can't allow Groudon to take any unnecessary damage. And there's the Blitz. Yep. I'm wondering if it might be better just to Fire Punch the Kang, because I should survive a return, and I think I survive a return and a Flare Blitz. So then it's like I only need to hit 1 Precipice Blades instead of 2. That might be better, yeah. I just don't think Instant knocks out the Groudon. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that, because if I miss the Kang, then I lose. I think I should survive return plus an attack from Instant, but we'll see. Yeah, we should. Okay, Kang goes down. If we don't get crit here. And he's just going to knock off. Okay, good. Yeah. Nice. It still comes down to hitting a Precipice Blades, although it looks like we might survive another knockoff as well. But let's see if we hit. Yeah, I think I should have just gone for the Precipice Blades earlier. I was just really worried about Zern getting the double and then not knocking out the Precipice Blades and then instant going for a Flare Blitz to knock out my Lele. Because then I think I lose. But maybe not. Right, we do hit the Precipice Blades. Whew, that was intense. Nice. So we get a couple wins today. Not the cleanest of wins. I think I could have made some slightly better plays in all of them. But still definitely not too comfortable with the format or the team. So I'm still definitely learning. But this one, yeah, definitely kind of a mishap losing the Necrozma the way I did. Just forgetting about the Dragon typing after Ultra Bursting. Because I think if we just don't Ultra Burst, that's fine. The Tailwind game plan did end up working out. So it was huge let the Kyogre just, like my opponent just gave up Kyogre the way he did. Because I was thinking it'd be scarier if you sack the Ensign, bring out Kyogre, protect, and then get Kangaskhan, because then you can fake out. And then I think I lose. So yeah, my game plan in that last one wasn't too great, but my opponent kind of gave it to me after sacking the Kyogre. Even after that, I still had to obviously hit the attacks and make the right plays, but I put myself in a pretty big hole because I forgot about the typing from Necrozma. So definitely a good lesson to learn from that one. But ultimately, yeah, some solid games. Definitely learning more, definitely making mistakes, but you know, I think it's good to be making those mistakes, especially for you guys to see them so we can all learn from it together. And ultimately, a bunch of different team archetypes, so definitely cool to see that. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the 3 games. Leave a like as always if you did, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.